Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into the channel. Today we're gonna unbox a watch I just recently bought. This is one of the newer watches I've bought. It only arrived a couple of days ago. I haven't looked at it yet. I thought I'd unbox it and have a good look at it together with you guys and make a video about it. So this, as you can probably see from the card on the top, is a Clemence Munro. I'll show you guys which colorway I chose in a moment when we open the box. So Clemence is, I believe, a Scottish brand, and it's quite new. It was a gentleman by the name of Tom Clemence, I believe, who started this brand. I think this particular model, the Munro, is only the second model or the second watch that they've come out with. I think they've done a really good job, considering this is their only their second watch ever. And obviously this watch has had a lot of reviews on YouTube. You guys may have seen it. That's how I came across it, and it was definitely the dial, the particular dial that I chose, that drew me to the watch. But all the other things that the reviews mentioned, all the other qualities of the watch in terms of the bracelet, which is one of the main features, in terms of the finishing and the different contrasts in finishing, all of those things really appealed to me as well. And in the end, I really thought, okay, this is one micro brand that I really want to give a go. And so I went ahead and purchased this particular watch. So just to show you guys, this are the cards that come with the watch. This particular model is called the Ridgeline. It's seemingly a bit controversial when you watch any reviews of this particular watch. I don't really understand why. I think it's a cool design, but the contrast in colours doesn't seem to agree with everyone, or some people don't think it's don't like it basically. And seem to have a little fun at its expense. But for me, there's nothing wrong with it at all. And when you read the text below here, you see that there's some reasoning behind the angles and the lines that they've used. I believe essentially those angles are the angles at which when you're climbing a mountain, the angle of the ascent, if it's at any of those, well, this particular angle, which is quite steep, then you've got a very high likelihood of an avalanche. And by contrast, on this particular angle, you've got a much lower likelihood of an avalanche. So it's just a small guide, and then here they give you the name, which is an inclinometer. So I'm not really sure if it's going to be useful for any mountaineers out there. If any of you guys watching are, you can let me know if that's a cool feature to have. But here's a bit more information on how that works. So you've got the risk reduced, but it's extreme caution, and then you've got the low risk, which is a stable slope. So it's the angle of the slope, basically. I should have used that phraseology to begin with. So yeah, it's quite an interesting feature. This is not the colorway that I chose, just for interest, in case you thought I was building up to it. But I don't mind it, and I found a lot of reviews didn't seem to like that particular colorway, so I thought I'd just mention it, that I didn't find anything wrong with it, to be honest. This is the sunburst yellow, or that's not the correct term. They've got a nice name that they've used for this color, but this is a beautiful yellow color. There are a lot of reviews for this color as well that you guys can check out on YouTube if you just search the watch. There's also, obviously, I think this one's called Pitch Black, and there's some reviews of that too out there. It's just a little bit of text giving you some information on the brand. And obviously it shows here that it was based in Edinburgh, established very recently in 2021, so this is a true micro brand. You can see that it's signed by the gentleman, the founder, Tom Clemence, I believe his name is. So I like the story, I like the designs. I also like the original design, the first design of theirs is a diver, I believe. I also like that, but I've got a lot of divers, and I don't it wasn't one that appealed to me in that way, where I really had to buy it, but it's definitely a cool design and many of you will probably love it. So this is the box. As you can see, assembled in Britain. These watches are assembled in the UK, but the parts are sourced from all over. As far as I'm aware, I'm not sure exactly where, I don't think they specify that. Inside, you've got some nice tissue paper, and inside there is a watch carry case. So we'll go ahead and we'll open that up. Let's see, it's a bit tricky to do with gloves on. I don't really want to damage anything, even the tissue paper on the outside. So maybe I'll just bring that over to myself for a sec. Here we go. So I've managed to just peel that sticker off, and then we can go ahead and open that up. As you can see here, this is the pouch that I mentioned. I believe some of the watches, they come with a green pouch, but this particular watch, it's arrived with a black pouch, and I have no problem with that at all. I am very, very fond of black. So yeah, so you've got the branding there, Clemence, which is nice, and this is a nice unique design. It's not one that I've seen come with a lot of watches. You get a carry case with them and they're quite generic nowadays. They've all got the same style and they've just got a different brand embossed on the material, but this one's quite unique, so I'm very happy that they've gone with this design. Okay, at the bottom here you've also got established in Edinburgh, which is nice. So you've got some paperwork in there. Let's see if we can get that out and have a look at what we've got. Okay, so we've got some paperwork there. Just place that down for a moment, and place that down for a moment too. So first things first, you've got Clemence, assembled in Britain. I'm not sure they regulate their watches. They don't promote the fact that they regulate their watches. So, but they are hand assembled in Britain. So you can rest assured that there's a very high standard of quality control. And then inside, the journey begins here, I guess. And then he's the owner has signed it. See you out there. I think that's his catchphrase. It's nice to see it signed by someone in person. I'm not sure if that's actually Mr. Clemence, but it's nice to see that in any case. Some brief, simple instructions on how to use the watch. Obviously for us watch geeks out there, that's not really required. And then we've got some text on the back regarding one of the other things that they do is they plant a tree for every watch that's sold. So is that something that appealed to me, or not really? I'm not someone who's going to be drawn to those kind of, normally I would probably see that as some sort of gimmick, but at the end of the day I like the watch and I like the fact that they've planted a tree. It can't be bad, can it? It's actually quite good, I guess. And what also they do is they give you the three words of your tree, which is quite cool. So if you were to search that on the What 3 Words app, those 3 words there, that'll give you a pinpoint location of where your tree has been planted. And I guess if you wanted to, you go and visit it. Obviously you don't own the tree, it's been planted in your name, I guess, or in the name of the sale. And then you've just got the warranty card here, which just looks like a normal business card really. And then you can see that the warranty started in June 2025, which is quite cool. And now we'll get to the actual watch. I'm sure you guys are waiting if you've been stuck around for this long, and I'm sorry that it took so long before I actually got to the watch. So we can take the watch out here, and as you guys can see, I've gone with the green dial. This is called the Juniper, and to me it's absolutely stunning. When I was purchasing the watch, I could see that a lot of the other colours were sold out, and this is one of the ones that wasn't. So I'm very surprised that people don't seem to like it, but I absolutely think it's just gorgeous. obviously in different lighting conditions you're going to get a different hue of green, which is just amazing to me. I wish you guys could see it in person. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. And if you are thinking about purchasing a Clemence Munro and you see that this is only, I think there's about three or four colours still available out of the 8 or 9 that were available to begin with, and you see that this is one of those and you're wondering why no one wants it, rest assured, for me at least, I've wanted this colour from the moment I saw this watch. This was the one I wanted. I'd never even thought about another colour dial. I didn't even consider it, to be honest. And even though I found that this was one of the only ones not sold out yet, I'm sure it will be, it didn't deter me in any way. So this is the Clemence Munro, and as you can see, it's a field watch, but it's more of an everyday field watch. And because of this dial choice that I've made, you can dress, I'll be able to dress this up, I think, because obviously it's just a beautiful green, perfect for the spring, perfect for the summer even. I would personally, I don't do seasons of watches. I can see why some watches are much more suited to certain seasons, but I would rock my watch whatever the weather, really, and it's just what I feel like wearing on the day. And I wouldn't really consider the weather in that too much. Maybe at the start of the season I'll think of a few watches that I maybe want to wear during that season, maybe in winter, whether it be winter or summer, but in general I just pick the watch that I want to wear on the day. Okay, so it's just gorgeous. I'm kind of hypnotized by the dial here, so let's see if we can get these stickers off. This is going to be a bit tricky to do with gloves on, so let's see if I can just move that out of frame for a moment. So we've managed to just peel the front off so we can get to it, and then we'll get this off the watch. Okay, so we've got something stuck on the back, so you can see that it's been tested. I don't know if it's been regulated. I doubt it. They would have marketed that quite heavily, I think, if they were regulating the watches in-house, but they are testing them at the very least, and you can see that this watch is tested at between +5 and -5, which is nice to see. Whether that is the case or not, I will obviously have to wear it and find out. But as you guys can see here, this is the Clemence Munro, and it's an absolutely gorgeous watch. So I was just trying to change the resolution on the filming. I apologize for the pause when I'm talking. With these unboxings I've done, this is only the second unboxing that I've done, and the watches are just so beautiful because they're watches that I've bought and I've really been waiting for them. I'm just kind of hypnotized by the watches, and I keep pausing when I'm trying to speak. So as you can see here, the finishing on this watch is absolutely top notch. It's really, really good. You've got those contrasts of finishing. You've got the brushing on the top of the bezel, you've got the polishing on the side facet, and then you've got on the vertical facet you've got more brushing, and then you've obviously got that polished chamfer that runs all the way across the side of the watch and down to the tips of the lugs, and then you've got again brushing, and then you finally finish with another polishing on the underside of the case, which is obviously adds some aesthetics, but it's mainly for comfort. Now, in the reviews that I've seen, the bracelet is something that everyone has mentioned as a real feature of the watch. And of course, I am going to struggle getting this bracelet off because I've decided to wear gloves for this unboxing because I just don't want to damage the watch in any way. So maybe we'll take these stickers off, but we may not take the rest off just yet. I will make a much more thorough video about this watch, and I'll show you guys all the features in terms of the bracelet. Of course, you can just search the watch. There are so many reviews out there, not many of this particular colorway that I could find. I Like Watches. I don't know if you guys know that channel. It's a really, really cool channel. Definitely check him out, and he's done a review of this particular color dial, and he is really, really good at his macro shots. So he's got some real skills, and he really showcases the watch. It was that particular review that just had me thinking about this watch so much. So definitely go and check that out. And obviously I will follow up with a much more in-depth review. And I'm sorry I can't get this plastic off at the moment. It's just going to be too tricky for me. And I've obviously, but I will definitely show you guys. You can see here the watch has got drilled lugs. It's also got quick release bracelet as well, and it's sold on a rubber strap as well as a bracelet. And it's also, I believe they sell a leather strap that you can purchase, that you can also wear with this watch. But neither the rubber nor the leather appealed to me. It was all about the bracelet for me. That I tend to be that way with a lot of watches. I do buy watches that come on leather straps and rubber straps and things, but in the main, I'd say 80 to 90% of the watches I own are bracelets, because I just love that metallic sort of look on the wrist and that heft that it gives you on the wrist. The presence, really, I enjoy that from a bracelet, and also the comfort. Obviously a leather strap is also comfortable, but if you get the right bracelet, which this by all accounts seems to be, it really hugs the wrist beautifully, and I'm really interested to see how that actually works out. Maybe I'll just give it a quick go here for you guys. So that's kind of how it's going to look on the wrist, which is okay. So it's a 37.5mm watch, and my wrists are really slim, so yes, it probably looks even, yeah, my wrist can make a 37mm watch look big, basically. I really, really do love the contrasting finishing on this watch. The polished surfaces, the actual quality of the finishing as well is really, really top quality. So that is the Clemence Munro, guys, in the Juniper, with the Juniper dial. You can see it's got some orange accents at the 6, 9, 12 and 3. You can see how those lugs really have a sharp downturn, which is really good for comfort. You've obviously got the female end links, which is also really good for comfort. In terms, just a couple of the features, you've got the on the fly adjustment. I think it's about up to 1 centimeter. You've got milled inners and outers with that bracelet. If there was one thing that I didn't think was the best, was the length of this clasp. I think it could have been shorter, but that is not really a major issue in any way, shape or form. That dial is just stunning, guys. It is really, really, really eye-catching in the light, and under different lighting conditions you're just going to get so many different hues of green out of this. It's just really, really special in my opinion, and I just can't believe that this is one of the ones that haven't sold out. Maybe in general, I think people gravitate towards much more conventional colors when it comes to watches. They're going to go for black dials, blue dials, white dials even. So I guess, I think specifically because it's a field style watch or a field watch, I think the fact that this is got such a vibrant dial has kind of turned a few people away from that choice. They're going to go for the more conventional because they want to use it as a tool field watch, which it is meant to be used as. But for me, with the contrast in finishing, with the polishing and the brushing, and then also the quality of the finishing, this watch just dresses itself up. So with a more colourful dial, it just feels right. I will wear this in any sort of dress situation. Obviously not in a black tie event or something like that, but in most dress situations without a suit, maybe even with a suit, I would consider wearing this watch. It's just gorgeous. I hope you guys have enjoyed taking a look. Please do go check out that review by I Like Watches if you're if this is like piqued your interest in any way, because that review really has some beautiful shots of this watch that you guys will really enjoy, and I hope you get to pick it up, or even the other colorways, the other color dials even, whatever you guys prefer. And do let me know if you guys are interested or you have actually bought the watch. Let me know which color dial you went for in the end. I'll be really interested to hear from someone who went for the Ridgeline with the 3 different colors on the dial, because to me it's a beautiful watch, but this green just done it for me, and I had to get this juniper green. But the Ridgeline, I didn't see anything wrong with it, so I would love to hear from people who actually opted for that particular dial. And once again, thank you so much for all of you guys who tune in and watch the video. I do apologize for any elongated pauses when I'm talking, and any odd cuts in this particular video. I struggled with the gloves on this one, so I apologize for that. The pauses in general, I found that, and this is only my second unboxing, but because the 2 watches that I'm looking at are just so gorgeous, and obviously I've bought them and this is the first time I'm looking at them, I'm kind of lost words a bit. So hopefully I'll get better and you guys don't mind too much at the moment. Also, if the video quality and things like that aren't very good, I really am sorry about that, but I will improve. I'm working on it, and I hope to put out some videos that are just of a much higher standard, which the watches deserve, really. So I'll try and do that, because these watches deserve the effort put in to make them visible in their best light. So, but I hope you've seen something that you like in this watch today, because it's not a sponsored video or anything, but I really like this watch, and if this is one that I would recommend, yes, it will definitely be one that I would recommend. Yeah, if we just get it on the wrist here, you can see on the wrist it's gonna sit really nicely, even on a really slim wrist like mine. It's going to sit really nicely. I like to wear my watches above the knuckle, the wrist knuckle that is, and in most cases some watches I let hang a bit looser, but this is one that I will wear above the knuckle, and I think it's just going to really look good. And in comfort wise, you can't go wrong. The look on my wrist, maybe you guys will say, oh, watches aren't for you, mate. And yeah, that may well be the case, but I really enjoy them and I can't help myself, really. So I'll just have to live with the fact that not all watches look great on the wrist, in terms of proportions at least. This is going to look great either way, I think. Just gorgeous. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, even though I think I could have done a lot better. And I hope everyone has a really lovely evening, and take care, everyone. Bye bye.